Welcome back everyone to a prime and primer Cobra Kai Season 6 Watch Party! The final season is on the horizon and there's a lot of story to tell. Now is the time to make a thorough, if not completely comprehensive list of the major events coming in the final season. Let's look at some of the characters in the relationships first. And who better to start off with than our gorgeous warriors, Sam and Tory. Perhaps the biggest developments in Season 5 was that Sam and Tory, for the first time ever, stopped fighting each other. I mean, sure, they fought a little, but then they talked things over, realized they had common goals, and then were able to put aside their differences in pursuit of that common goal. For the most part, it worked out. They exposed the truth about the cheating and then got some payback. However, despite their recent team-up, they're still two very different people. Just because you fight Kim Da-Eun together doesn't mean you're buddy-buddy. Indeed, their situation may be the most interesting. They're now on the same side and will continue to presumably work together and train together and basically be around each other like all the time. As they previously couldn't be around each other without fighting, that's gonna be a challenge. You can expect a lot of lingering tension between them. Sam hasn't forgotten about that fight at school, and Tory sure hasn't forgotten about her attitude and going after what she wanted. These two, more than anyone, will be a roller coaster of drama. Girls, am I right? Like, it starts out fine as they focus on whatever the topic is, then one will say something the other doesn't quite like. That brings a sharp rebuke, which brings its own comeback in turn. Eventually, the two of them are all wound up again. Getting along is not easy. Perhaps the most fun would be watching this play out in sparring practice. The two love to fight and have fought every season they've been in. Well, we can't let Season 6 slide by without a little rumble. But since they're on the same side, it has to be more practice for the tournament. Still, you can imagine the light sparring turning a little bit fierce. Constant remarks like, "Oh, you always fall for that," or maybe, "I can beat you every time with this." The idea that they take it a little too far and a little too hard and end up attracting a crowd for another girl fight, and everyone watches with amusement and horror, is kind of fun and compelling. It's similar to Robbie and Miguel's fight in Season 5, except they aren't setting out to solve problems, they just fall into their old habits. As they attempt to find ways to get along in some capacity, the complex relationship web these four have gotten themselves into needs some sort of resolution. However, like anything, it won't be fast and it won't be easy. I can see the guys attempt some sort of reconciliation, which leads to my favorite idea, a double date with the four of them. If they can all spend an evening together at a restaurant without incident, maybe they can brave the Sakai Takai together. It would have a similar tone and feeling as the double date in Season 2. There's really only two places these couples may visit, Applebee's or Olive Garden. Definitely Applebee's has a special place in Cobra Kai, and it is Miguel's favorite restaurant, so it makes sense they would go there. On the other hand, Miguel and Robbie may have converted to the healing power of the Garden's breadsticks, in which case they opt for the Italian restaurant. Olive Garden is an interesting choice, because if early on it's dismissed by Sam as she's a red-blooded Italian girl and has high standards for Italian food, that Olive Garden misses the mark. That is the beginning of a cold, harsh evening. Tory, of course, would openly wonder how amazing it is to be so privileged you can sneer at what a lot of people consider a very nice restaurant. Sam would immediately defend herself. It's just that she's Italian and no one can make chicken cacciatore as well as her grandma. Make what? Yeah, chicken cacciatore does sound a lot like chicken catch a Tory, which of course Tory wouldn't take so kindly to. Miguel may try to defuse the situation, which would spark her to get angry at him. You really do always take her side, don't you? Oh, come on now, she's just talking about the name. It does sound a little on the nose, basically where they start off on decent terms, the meal ends with everyone at each other's throat. It would be the exact opposite of Season 2, where the LaRussos hit it off with Johnny and Carmen. There are definitely some other loose ends that need to be tied up. Despite an unexpected bonding in Season 4, Tory and Amanda had no scenes together in Season 5. I guess it was mostly considered a thing of the past. However, there needs to be some sort of resolution, if at least a capstone, on the storyline. They would maybe talk about the All Valley and Tory could explain to her what happened. I think she would understand considering she knows Silver all too well. There won't be anything between them, but what about Sam? She's not lovey-dovey with Tory and may think her mom is turning on her. Amanda would think that's ridiculous, but maybe Sam isn't thinking rationally here. Either way, it's a minor conflict as the tournament is on the horizon. I don't expect it to be a serious issue. Now, if it isn't going to be just strife and competition between the girls, you can see reasons for them to work together and maybe build that team spirit. The first and most obvious example could be them running classes. They've taken leadership roles in their respective dojos. Having a shared moment while mentoring the other students is a fun way to get them on the same side. Likewise, I like the idea of them going on an adventure. Sound crazy? Well, listen in. Tory had grown close to Kreese as he looked out for her. While she felt like he abandoned her, it never became anger. Her working with Sam was as much more about taking down Terry Silver as it was ever about taking down Cobra Kai. That is the key difference. Sam wanted to take down Cobra Kai, Tory mostly just Silver and Sensei Kim. So upon learning that Kreese is alive, perhaps Tory would go look for him. And if she's going out to look, then who better to drive than the girl with some luxury car that always changes? It's a little detective work and hopefully done better than when Johnny followed Kreese in Season 2. Of course, with Sam and Tory working together, they will find Kreese when the police can't. The police are worthless in this universe. Kreese would never be expecting to see Tory. He's focused on Johnny and restoring Cobra Kai to what he wanted. So running into Tory and the LaRusso girl would be quite a shock for him. He's a pro, so he plays it off well. Kreese explains his situation. He has a mission and he doesn't want to endanger anyone, least of all her. The police can't be dealt with. It's better if she let him go on his way. I think this brings closure for them. She understands he has to do something important and has only ever wanted what is best for her. Sometimes what's best for us isn't what we want or will make us happy. It's just what is best for us. Tory doesn't like it, but she understands. She leaves and lets Kreese continue on his mission. It is a loss, she feels hurt, but sometimes you do have to let someone go. Speaking of loss, there's a very good chance Tory's mom finally dies in Season 6. Frankly, this is something we've been predicting for a while, and it's likely to eventually happen. Her condition isn't one a person lives with for super long, and every indication is she's running her course. This may be the biggest thing to hit Tory in this season. She has to deal with the loss of her mother, taking care of her brother, and her annoying aunt. She can't do that alone. Indeed, her mother dying may be what leads to the other incidents I've discussed in this video. Her loss is what compels her to search out for Kreese, looking for that certain someone who has been there, someone who can understand her. After the Kreese adventure fails and what she really needs, she seeks Amanda. That's when they talk. Amanda is sympathetic. Her mother is still alive, but she's someone she can talk to. Someone who understands the emotion and anger that comes with feeling some sort of loss. Either way, there's definitely a lot of story and rivalry to go. Sam and Tory may well be fan favorites for rivalries in this show. Certainly judging by view count on the videos, it feels that way. There will be more Season 6 theories to come, so make sure you're subscribed. Have a great day. I'll see you at the next watch party.